Wherever you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here with Enlightened World Network. We bring you a guided meditation every day of the year. Today, Teri and I are doing meditation excavation. That's where we go into meditation. We ask you to join us, and Teri and I just share with you what we're seeing as we go through the meditation. So Teri, you're on the road on your way to my house. So excited
Yes.
about that.
I know, me too. I can't wait to get there and be with you.
Yeah, awesome. So we are here, friends. Let's just go into meditation now. We'll see what message Spirit has for us. And we know that Spirit definitely has messages for us. Today, we've already been feeling Spirit here with us. So just go ahead, get comfortable in your chair, or if you're laying on the floor. Let's just take a moment, slow down our breathing, slow down our thinking. Let's just do that with a couple of deep breaths. So before we ground ourselves, Teri, let me just share, my energy is already being drawn to the Garden of Gods, which is in Colorado Springs. Teri is south of Colorado Springs. And Teri, can you feel that energy from the Garden of the Gods?
Yeah, it was calling to me. I had even had the thoughts last night that I should go by there on my way to you. And then it came up in our conversation this morning, and I thought, okay, there's the confirmation that I'm definitely supposed to be there, because that energy, it's like a vortex right there in that spot. And the energy is so pervasive over this whole area down here.
Yeah. And the chimes are validating that as well.
I hear them.
So this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to ground ourselves, but let's ground ourselves into the energy of the Garden of the Gods. So if you haven't seen the Garden of the Gods, as I said, it's in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The stone in the mountains, it's all orange color, and it's a vibrant orange. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You can drive up into the park, walk around. But we're going to, in your mind's eye, picture yourself grounding. We're going to ground through our root chakra. Just take a deep breath into the root chakra and see roots coming down through your root chakra at the base of your spine. Those roots are going to go down through your legs. They're going to go down through the floor, down into the center of the earth, and across over to the Garden of the Gods. So those roots are going to travel. So let's take a minute and really feel and envision with your mind's eye the roots going all the way down and over to the Garden of the Gods. And when those roots get over to the Garden of the God, really let them sink in and feel yourself rooted into that space. Now we've seen that this mountain range is also connected to Mount Shasta in California, if that's easier for you. Just visualize the roots making that journey. Teri, there's a third mountain in this triangle. Are you getting what it is?
It feels like Sedona.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make a triangle. Shasta, Sedona, and Garden of the Gods.
The chimes are going, yep.
Which I was just in Sedona last week. So interesting that I have made that journey with all three mountains, Ruth, in just the last couple of months.
Well, they keep showing me Mount Fuji in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But that is more like a light on a lighthouse. But there's some connection there. That's interesting because I have not seen that before. The other ones I had seen connected before, but connecting over to Japan, I had not seen that. It makes perfect sense, but
Yes, it does.
So Teri, before we go any further, would you please ask in the spiritual divinity?
Absolutely. Let's all just focus on the energy of Raphael and call in that beautiful angel, bringing in the energy of air. And the air right now here in Colorado it's interesting because the one I just went through was not real pleasant, but normally the air in Colorado is so fresh and so crisp. So if you're feeling a gentle breeze or a strong breeze, just say hello to Raphael, because we just called him forward, and just allow this healing angel to touch us all as we gather together for this meditation. And then Archangel Michael comes in with the energy of fire. Lots of that going on right now. So feel into the warmth, feel into what's being burnt away. Whatever we don't need, we can give to Michael and it will be gone instantly. Then we go to Archangel Gabriel, bringing in the energy of water, clearing away anything that we don't need and opening up our eyes to more clarity. And last, we're going to call in Uriel. These four archangels surround us. Uriel is the one who will do the grounding, as Ruth had mentioned earlier, seeing our roots go down deep into the soil and just watching that path as it goes right to the center. And the chimes are helping us to understand that, yes, this is all divine. This is all guided and led by spirit. So envision these four archangels guiding this entire meditation, guiding you as you go deeper with us into the meditation. Thank you, angels, and thank you to Source Creator, calling that energy forward, calling in Divine Mother, and asking Divine Mother to nurture us all today on Mother's Day, to help us to get a little closer, to feel the love even more fully, the unconditional acceptance and love that comes in from Divine Mother, and the Christ consciousness, helping us all be more aware of how we treat each other and the forgiveness and the unconditional love. So let's just sit with all of these masters, divinity, and all of the angels, and just be very present with them right now as we begin to go deeper into the energy of the earth. And I think that's where we're going, Ruth, is right to the very core of earth today.
Yes, thank you. When you said Archangel Gabriel, I had been shown the vivid, vivid orange in the stone of the Garden of the Gods, and reminded that orange in the color energy healing is Archangel Gabriel. And then you said Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel helps us to release stuck emotions, those emotions that no longer serve us, but for some reason we're choosing to hold on to. It could be grief, anger, frustration, despair, loneliness, hate, feeling unloved. So many emotions that we might hold on to that are no longer serving us. So I'm really getting Archangel Gabriel today. It feels like a clearing, not only, thank you, not only for us humans, but also for the land. We know the land in Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, really going through struggles with the dryness, the drought, and the wildfires, the resulting wildfires. Total goosebumps. So I guess that's what we're doing today. Teri is a land healing.
Yes. Yes, I really spent time in prayer and asking for protection over the area. As I was looking at the dryness of it, Ruth, as you were mentioning, everything is dry. And those wildfires are, right now, they are out of control. And it wouldn't take much for just a spark to light all of that land surrounding the mountain. So calling on Archangel Michael to help us do this clearing of the energy right now. As we all gather here with our hearts full of that intention to protect the people, protect the animals, nature. So we're asking Michael for a word and just a sign that we are protected, that everything is known. And sometimes we don't see the behind the scenes. We don't see what's taking place in the etheric, as we here on earth are just observing the out of control stuff, the weather, the acts of nature, so they're called, tornadoes and storms and flooding and fire. So let's just focus in on what Michael has to bring to us and set our intention that we are going to hear confirmation, that we are making a difference with our intention to bring in the divinity to help in this situation. And I see Michael with his sword raised. Ruth, I don't know what that means yet, but it feels like it's a sign that he says, I'm on it.
I am seeing rain, lots and lots of rain. And I'm smelling rain, you know, that fresh smell.
Yes. Well, it's interesting because I thought I saw a rain cloud as I was driving. And I thought, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if the rain started falling and there was help with all of the people working to contain the fire? If we had help coming from the clouds up above. So we can do that. We can go into that energy of wouldn't it be great if, and think in that positive direction. Think of what is possible as Spirit lends a hand with this situation.
When we think of what's possible, what I'm seeing is for the plants to have the energetic imprint of being nourished, of being fortified. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Even if there's not rain in the physical plane, that the plants can feel that energetic, I don't know how else to say it, energetic watering.
Right. Yeah, and we can call on that. Yeah, I'm reminded of the ritual that the Native Americans do, the rain dance, and fully believing and trusting that what they are seeing, what they are envisioning in their mind is going to come to fruition in the physical. We can do that. We have that power inside of us to create. And I'm just hearing for all of us to do that rain dance in our heads and just see the water coming forward. But I love your vision, Ruth, of the plants know what to do and they don't have to be told. They just know that it's in what they are, it's in their makeup. And I'm fully trusting that the animals know what to do, that they knew to get to safety away from where the fires were raging.
You know, one of the things that has been flaming these fires is literally the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And at least here in Colorado, the wind tends to go from the west to the east. But what Archangel Michael is showing me, this is really kind of fascinating, is over the wind, almost like a tornado kind of energy, but helping that wind, turning that wind, going from west to east to coming back in around on top of itself, which would help the fires not spread.
Mm-hmm.
Because the wind would just be going circular instead of in one direction.
And let's just see those winds calming. Just like we can envision the water coming in, we can also envision the winds being calm. And I'm reminded of the story that was told about Jesus, of how he just spoke and the winds calmed.
Mm-hmm.
That was when they were out at sea. So Jesus has told us we can do what he does and even more. So we can do that. We can create, we can envision, and we can hold the intention and hold the thought together. There's power in numbers. So whoever's listening today, whoever's hearing this, either now or on the replay, just go into that mindset that we have that power to be creators, and we create the energy that is going to help for the good of all. And that would be for the winds to calm and for the rains to come.
Beautiful.
I'm hearing a drumming, even as I was saying those words. I don't know if that's coming from Garden of the Gods or where that's coming from, but there's like a drumming that's keeping sync with the heartbeat of Mother Gaia. So I know we're not alone, and I hear your chimes with confirmation on that. We're not alone in our desire to have these fires die out, to have our earth come to a place of peace. Hold that thought in your mind, hold it in your heart. Have that empathetic desire for things to smooth out and to just come back to a peaceful state.
So much of Colorado is arid anyway. And I'm reminded that there are some seeds. I don't know if it's pine cones, Teri, maybe you know, that the only time that they come out is when there is extreme heat.
Mm.
We know that there is a purpose in fire and clearing forests, and you know how nature will do that time and time again to help recreate the forests. We know that there's a physical purpose for it at times. Seems like all of a sudden the energy got very quiet.
Very quiet. You know, Ruth, the angels have me writing every night. They want to give us a message. And the message last night was if we can go into the acceptance that we don't always get answers. We don't always figure it out. And if we can go into the acceptance that we don't know what the purpose is, like you were just mentioning, there's so many aspects to fire and to new growth and new life. So if we can just go into that acceptance that it's not something that we might fully understand, but to have faith and trust that everything is working perfectly, that everything is really under control, even when it seems to be out of control. And when we can do that, then we can start feeling our power again. And we can start feeling like, yes, we are creators. Yes, we do have a voice, and we can make things happen with putting our energies together for the best and highest good of all. And I loved that message because it felt so empowering.
Mm-hmm. This meditation is interesting, just being the witness participant. We have talked about the mountains, you know, the earth, the fire, the wind, and the water. We've had all of the elements here.
Yes. Mm.
But I'm reminded of the elementals. Carol Ann Cross talks about the elementals of the fire. But I mean, she talks about the elementals associated with each of the elements.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just seeing so many elementals at work here, at work and at play here.
And they're ringing your chimes.
Chimes. So I guess what I'm seeing is when each of the different elements comes into play, whether it's wind, water, fire, that's when those elementals really are able to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of days, the elements for me of smell and taste have become so strong during meditation. It's just interesting to have those senses peaked. So what I'm hearing right now, Teri, is Mother Earth will be fine. Mother Earth will be standing at the end, whatever the end is.
Mhm.
Because Mother Earth knows how to take care of Mother Earth. You know, if it's fire, if it's flood, if it's extreme winds, the earth will be fine.
Yeah, I believe that.
That sounds a little doomsday-ish. I don't mean it to sound doomsday-ish. That's not the intent of that observation. It's, you know, so many times we just worry for Mother Earth, and it's like, no, she's good. She'll be fine.
Yes. And I feel like she doesn't want us to worry.
Right.
She wants us to be joyful and to be confident and trusting in what her abilities are to heal herself. And that feels like what today was all about. It was to heal. So any of you who are participating in the meditation, just feel that healing energy. There's a power in just allowing and just knowing and trusting. And we can do that in our lives every day. Feel into the power. Know that you are not alone. You are protected. You are loved. And you're right where you're supposed to be in any given moment. There's no accidents or coincidences. And whatever you're experiencing, that's what you're supposed to experience. A lot of trust involved in that, Ruth.
Yes. Yep. Palpable faith, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, Teri, I know you're going to be down at the Garden of the Gods. I'll be joining you soon.
Yes. Yes. Yay. That makes me so happy.
But friends, really, you know, as you think about the mountains, we know Shasta, Sedona, Garden of the Gods, and now Mount Fuji, all somewhat connected. So just, you know, when you think about, and Sharon Carn up in Calgary would remind us that the Canadian Rockies are part of that system. So give some thought to the mountains and the strength, the power that they hold energetically. Just kind of fascinating. So with that, we'd say happy Sunday. God bless each and every one of you. Take good care. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Teri.
Thank you, Ruth. Goodbye, everyone.